Hello everybody, back again with another video. Hope you're doing well. Hope your life's going well. Hope this week has gone well for you and I hope that today has gone well for you. Today is Sunday. It is Sunday morning, June the 22nd, 2025. It is about 9:08 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I hope that y'all are having a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Sunday. I hope it's been a productive and a fun weekend for you. As for me, I'm doing pretty good myself. Went to go see my parents yesterday, which is always a wonderful thing. Always love to go visit my parents. I realized I left this at their house though. Would you take a look at that? That's my passport. I left this at their house, and I just realized I left it there. And it's a passport. If you don't have a passport, I encourage you to go get a passport, so that you're able to, travel to other nations outside of the United States and just travel the world. Go and see other places out there. I mean, there's a whole world out there outside of the United States, right? There's a lot of wonderful locations here in the United States, but there's a lot of wonderful locations outside of the United States as well. So I encourage you to get one of these if you don't have one. Get your passport. I really, really encourage you to go get one. There's so many countries out there that are worth visiting. So, yeah. But yeah, that's that. But I'm doing good. Yesterday was a hot one. I went out for a walk after I recorded yesterday's video, and of course it was hot. And then later on in the evening, after I visited my parents, I went out for another walk, and it was pretty late in the evening too, and it was still pretty bad out. And it's more so, especially in the evening time, it's because of the humidity. That's why it just feels so uncomfortable. It feels like you're in a sauna, even at like 8-9 o'clock at night. It's just, you're still gonna be doing this when you go outside and it's 9 o'clock at night because it's so humid. I tell you one thing, from what I hear, when you're out west, even though it gets really hot during the day, it's actually a lot better in the evening time, due to the fact that out west it's a dry heat, so they don't have all that humidity like we do along the coastline. Because along the coastline you got all that humidity, and so they have like a dry heat out there, or at least along the Gulf Coast we have a lot of humidity. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, humidity is something else. Ooh, man. Man. But it was cool. It was cool, but man. But I guess, that's the trade-off of having pretty bad summers, is the fact that we have pretty mild winters. We don't have winters that are full of blizzards and super, super cold temperatures and, negative temperatures. Like, we don't have that type of stuff like in the wintertime. The coldest it'll usually get is about right around 30 degrees Fahrenheit. That's usually about the coldest it'll get, unless we get like some sort of rare Arctic air cold or whatever coming down from up north, and then it can be as low as like, 15 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that happened a couple of years ago where I think the temperature was like 14 or 15 degrees Fahrenheit. But normally we don't even have temperatures that low. And when that happened a couple of years ago, that only happened like one time. And, after that, the temperatures went back up into like the 30s and 40s and whatnot, the 50s too. So, yeah. So anyway, I want to do a review on something that I bought from the local, my local grocery store. I bought this at Kroger. This is called Three Wishes cereal. This is a healthy cereal that I found in the cereal aisle, and to be honest with you, a lot of cereals are complete junk, but there are cereals out here that are actually healthy. Like this one, I would classify as a pretty healthy cereal. It's called Three Wishes. Three Wishes. And it tells you the three wishes right below the Three Wishes logo. The three wishes are more protein, less sugar, and gluten-free. So this is cinnamon flavored with other natural flavors. Grain-free cereal as well. So this is grain-free. And as you can see, we have the non-GMO verified label. It's gluten-free, and this is a plant-based cereal as well. Tells us up top it has 8 grams of protein and 3 grams of sugar per serving. That's a good thing. I'm gonna tell you though, this cereal was pretty expensive. I want to say this cereal was at least like $6 or $7, and this is only a 8.6 ounce box, so it ain't cheap. A lot of that cheap cereal and stuff, that stuff is garbage. But you want some good cereal, you gonna pay for it. That's just how it is. That's how it is. You want something good and healthy, it's usually gonna be more expensive than the garbage. Here's the back here. Here's the back here. I'll just kind of read the back to you all. So it says that we want it all. There, we said it. We want to eat breakfast so delicious it makes us bounce out of bed in the morning. We want to feed our family foods we're proud of with ingredients we can pronounce. Once we realized our wants would be shared, we made 3 big wishes and created the cereal of our dreams. Wish number 1, and it tells us the 3 wishes. Wish number 1 has protein. Wish number 2 has less sugar. Wish number 3, grain free. And I guess on here it tells us it's gluten free. I thought that was one of the wishes, but on the back it tells us that their third wish is grain free. They're both good though. It's all good. So it tells us that on the back it has 8 grams of protein, 3 grams of sugar, and it's grain free. Compared to the leading cinnamon cereal, I wonder what cereal they're referencing there. It has 1 gram of protein, 10 grams of sugar, and it is grain based. So they let us know, look, we're different. We're a lot healthier. Let's see, they have more products as well. Looks like they have granola and some chewy bars as well. And then it tells us at the bottom it is women owned. Now, on the side, it tells us some of the stuff that is not in it. Here's ingredients. Here's nutrition facts. I'll go ahead and read these to you. So, I should put that there. So, we have 7 servings per container. We have 130 calories per serving. And this is for a 1 cup serving size. 130 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, no saturated fat, no trans fat, no cholesterol, 90 milligrams of sodium, which is pretty decent. You know, usually in cereal there's more sodium than that. 20 grams of carbohydrates, dietary fiber 3 grams, total sugars 3 grams of gluten, 3 grams of added sugars, and 8 grams of protein. No vitamin D, 20 milligrams of calcium, 2 milligrams of iron, and 210 milligrams of potassium. The ingredients in this cereal are chickpea. We know chickpeas are very healthy. Tapioca, pea protein, organic cane sugar, cinnamon, natural flavors, salt, monk fruit extract. That's it. All ingredients that I can pronounce. That's a wonderful thing. And it tells us, look, there's no wheat in here, no corn in here, no rice in here, no dairy in here, no oats, no peanuts. It's vegan. There's no soy. And it's gluten-free. You know, I appreciate a brand like this for going out of their way to make a healthy cereal. A healthy cereal, right? Let me tell you, 90% of those cereals on that shelf are complete garbage, okay? They're complete garbage, okay? Seriously. The way I'm going to enjoy this cereal is with some, let me show you here, some organic banana milk. Let me show you that. So that's what I'm going to use, some banana milk. And so, yeah. Let me open this up here. They like this loop type cereal. And that's what they look like. Would you take a look at this? Look, it's cool. You can kind of look at it and tell it kind of has that cinnamon type flavor. And I'm pouring it into my bowl here. I'm not gonna eat too much of it. Just to the side here. And this is about how much I got here. It ain't too much. Hold on one second. I forgot the spoon. Alright, I'm back. I can't believe I forgot my spoon here. But I got it now. Now I'm going to go ahead and open this banana milk. This is Moolah organic banana milk. The original version. I might do a review on this later on. Not in this video though. This is a pretty good brand. So let me, as you can see, they tell us right away it's USD organic. poured it in my bowl here. And so all that's left to do now is to go ahead and eat it. Try it out. Tastes good. Definitely tastes the cinnamon. It's like a cinnamon crunch type flavor. Crazy how it doesn't really taste a whole lot different from like your traditional, cinnamon cereal, whatever. But it's a whole lot healthier, right? Think about Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I haven't had Cinnamon Toast Crunch in a while, but from what I remember about the flavor with Cinnamon Toast Crunch, this ain't really that far off. And we know Cinnamon Toast Crunch is a lot more unhealthy than this. A lot more unhealthy. And cheaper. But I like it. Yeah, so I don't know if y'all been following the news, but the U.S. has bombed Iran's nuclear sites, and thereby involving themselves in the conflict between Israel and Iran. And I figured that the U.S. would get involved in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't surprise me. And so they're involved. Wouldn't be surprised if some other countries jump in as well. And this thing, man, it could really end, not end well, because now Iran, what is Iran going to do to retaliate against the U.S. for doing that? No one knows what Iran is planning on doing to the United States. And, U.S. talking about make peace. They're not going to want to make peace when you just bomb them. Their nuclear sites. So this thing could get real ugly. But again, I'm not surprised the U.S. involved themselves in it. Let me explain why it's so easy for presidents and politicians to start conflicts and wars and stuff like that. Look, the reason why It's easy for presidents to start wars and conflicts. And I know that a war is not officially started until Congress declares it. But we've already started something, okay? So, anyway, the reason why it's easy for politicians to do this is because they're not going to be the ones on the front lines. The president's not going to be the one on the front lines. These politicians that start these wars and conflicts, they're going to be sitting somewhere in some office, some air-conditioned office, in some building that's surrounded on all sides by a whole bunch of armed security. Like, they're going to be fine, okay? But guess what? They'll send some person in the military to the front lines. You know, somebody like you and me, right? To the front lines that happen to join the military. But these politicians, they're not gonna directly go fight in a war. Their family isn't either. Usually. I mean, I know there's exceptions to that, but for the most part, these people's families aren't like joining the military like that and fighting on the front lines. And they're certainly not themselves, okay? You know, that's why it's so easy for them to start conflicts and stuff. You know, it's crazy. We need more peace, not war. But as you can see, no one really cares about peace. It's always some person with an ego that feels like he knows everything, that's willing to overstep, cause conflict. And this is politicians all over the world. So that's the thing about it. And of course, another thing is we have all these billions and trillions of dollars or whatever for wars. And you go to your local inner city and you see homeless people digging through the trash for food. It's ridiculous, man. But we got all these billions of dollars for wars. How crazy is that? I tell the U.S., use all that money to actually help homeless people here. Or you go trying to get involved in other countries' conflicts. There should never be a homeless veteran. There shouldn't be homelessness, period, but especially not a veteran that put their life on the line for this country. But then they get discarded like they're trash once they get out of the military. Because that's what they do. They use you up and throw you aside when they're done with you. Ain't that something? But that's literally what happens. Like, I don't know. I just think about that, man. I'm like, how is it that we're supposed to be such a prosperous nation with all this money, but we have homelessness? I'm like, you can't take, at least $1 or $2 billion and give it to these major cities to help eradicate the homeless problem. And yes, I'm drinking the milk. This is my breakfast for the day. But it's like, you can't do that. Something to think about. But that's what's going on out here. But anyway, go ahead and bring this video to a close. Again, this is 3 Wishes cereal. 3 Wishes cereal. I found this at my local Kroger. I don't think this is sold at every Kroger. The Kroger that's by me has a pretty big selection, but I've seen like smaller Krogers that don't really have as big of a selection, and so it may not be in every Kroger. I know if you go to a place like Sprouts, they sell this. So if you have a Sprouts in your area, they sell this. Or a Whole Foods if you want to go to Whole Foods. But yeah. Anyway, I do thank you all for watching. Hope that you're relaxed, and I would really hope that you stay tuned for more videos.